Yo, what's good guys, I'm JB Hoops, and today I got a video on one of my favourite prospects in this year's draft, Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren did reclassify to head to Memphis a year early, so he is one of the youngest guys in this draft class, so he is very raw in comparison to a lot of other prospects, but with the flashes he's shown this season, I think he can be great in the NBA. The freshman out of Memphis is 6'11", 250, and an absolute physical specimen. On the season, Jalen Duren averaged 12 points per game and 8.1 rebounds, including 3 offensive, along with 0.8 of a steal and 2.1 blocks, shooting 60% from the field, but just 62.5% from the line. Jalen Duren is an explosive athlete, built like Dwight Howard, and a great lob threat. He has great hands to catch and finish difficult passes and lobs, and his finishes are ferocious. Jalen Duren also works extremely well as a rim runner, and he's perfect in the dunker spot in the half-court offense as a vertical spacer or as a roll man. Duren's also an excellent offensive rebounder, has a great offensive rebounding percentage. He crashes a glass hard, reads the ball well off the rim, and is able to put the ball up quick and finish through contact, using his length, strength, and elite athleticism to finish in the paint. Jalen Duren is pretty raw when it comes to his offensive skill set. The main area he struggles with is his polish and touch around the rim. He's also a poor free throw shooter, converting on just 62.5% of his free throws. But he has shown on a few occasions that he does have a few moves in his bag, some drop steps, spins off his left shoulder, and with his quick moves and brute strength, he can get to the rim and finish over people. But what excites me so much about Jalen Duren's offensive potential is I think he can be so much greater than what he's shown this season at Memphis. In Memphis, there really wasn't a consistent guard to set him up, with the Emoni Bates at point guard failing miserably, but in the league he will likely have great playmakers to feed him easy buckets, which will be most of what he's doing early on in his career, and from there he'll be able to expand his offensive game. I would definitely like to see him improve his free throw percentage and touch around the rim, because he's definitely going to go to the line a lot in the league with his physique and physical playstyle. Next up, I want to talk about his defense. Jalen Duren is just 18 years old and one of the youngest players in this class, and already has a Dwight Howard type frame, and is one of the best rim protectors in this draft class. He's an elite shot blocker with a 7'5" wingspan, blocking over 2 shots per game. He's super athletic and often skies for vicious chase down blocks, but he's also good at staying vertical and getting his hands up and using his strength and reach to stop slashers finishing over him. He's also a great lateral mover at his size, which enables him to hold his own defending quicker players on the perimeter. He also uses his length to his advantage. He's able to contest shots and flip his hips to stay in front of quicker players, and I don't think guards will hunt for him on mismatches. He also has an exceptional defensive rebounding percentage, which means he can finish his defensive plays with rebounds and ensure the offensive team doesn't get extra possessions. And he's also great at anticipating and getting in the passing lanes, as he averages almost 1 steal a game. Overall, on the defensive side, Duren is one of the best bigs in this class. He can do it all, he's super athletic, and could definitely be the anchor of a team's defense for a decade or more. Next, I want to talk a little bit about his playmaking. I believe Jalen Duren is a very underrated passer. He makes really solid reads out of the short roll, and usually makes pretty accurate passes. He's also pretty composed when he's dribbling the ball, especially when he's double teamed in the post given his size and strength, and he has no trouble quickly finding shooters and cutters when he's in trouble. In the league, I can see him playing a similar offensive role to DeAndre Ayton early on in his career, as they're both physical centers with good playmaking ability and flashes of a jumper, with Duren being more athletic but very raw in comparison to Ayton. Now, Duren's passing flashes are definitely cool to see and promising, but he can still be careless with turnovers like a lot of young guys in college basketball. But most of the time with his mistakes, it's more of a skill issue than an instincts and IQ thing. He often makes the right read, it's just sometimes it's a little bit late and the defense has already collapsed or moved into the lane, which can lead to some pretty bad looking turnovers. And also a few of his passes just aren't quick enough or are just not where the shooter or cutter needs it to be. But Jalen Duren's playmaking potential is something I'm very excited for in the NBA. Next, I want to talk a tiny bit about his shooting potential. Jalen didn't take many jump shots this season, but towards the end he started taking a few mid-range shots and they did look pretty smooth. He didn't make one 3-pointer this year, so there's not a whole lot to talk about there. But with his solid mechanics, I think he has the potential to expand his offensive game with jumpers. As you see right here, showing flashes of a face-up game, and his jumpers for the most part have looked pretty smooth. To wrap it up, Jalen Duren is one of my favourite prospects in the draft. He's an elite rim protector, a great overall defender, a super athlete with a Dwight Howard build, but also has a playmaking potential, especially at the short role of someone like DeAndre Ayton or Robert Williams. As of right now, I think Jalen Duren will be a top 10 pick and somewhere in between the 5 to 10 range. There's probably a few prospects better than him in that range, but I can see a team like OKC reaching for him at 5 if they don't end up with a top 4 pick. Alright, that's all I got for this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Got more videos coming out soon. Make sure to subscribe, comment whatever you think. JB Hoops, out.